Welcome to Oscar Sunday. I'm Austin Johnson.
I'm Connor Eyzaguirre.
Caleb Leger.
And today we are going to be talking about one of the best damn films of all time. It's Jaws, which won Best Film Editing, Best Score, and Best Sound at the 48th Academy Awards. It was also nominated for Best Picture, but it eventually lost to One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which is one of the three movies to win the Big Five at the Academy Awards. Jaws, fellas. How great is this movie? Is it the best American movie of all time?
I'm not going to argue that. I mean, anybody who says that they have they got valid back, they can back that up. This is a flawless movie. And every time I watch it, I'm enamored by how good it is. I'm sure some people out there just like, I love the shark kills, but even then it's such a brilliant character study. You just get lost in the dialogue and the camaraderie between these characters. It's such a perfect movie, and it doesn't need to be. Spielberg totally could have phoned this in, just made a random shark movie that didn't really have any substance to it, but he committed and turned this into an absolute masterpiece. I remember when we did it on the Filmgazm podcast, we were just singing its praises, and that was one of the episodes that showed us like what that show could be, and we never looked back. So Jaws, I owe a lot creatively to Jaws.
Yeah. Caleb?
Yeah, this is a film, like, to me, Connor mentioned, like, he could have phoned in. Also, if you look at the production of this film, like the history of the making of, this film could have gone down terribly for Spielberg so easy. But because he was already, like, so good at his craft, this early in his career, because this was, I think, when I was looking at his directed films list, like his third, fourth, something like that film. But like his first major feature that he was really doing on such a scale like this, and what you're already seeing for someone that was that young already in that film, like, and made it as good as he did, is impressive. I think what's even more impressive is it brings something new every time you watch it, because of being older, different places in your life. Like when I watched it as a kid on TV. It's much different now that I'm 29, I'm in the Navy, which I can relate a lot more to Quint's character because of it. And also, this recent Ross, I remember I texted you guys, I was watching on my new 4K copy I have, so it just looked even more stunning, and I was seeing shit that I didn't even see. I remember I was watching, I was like, were they always that close to land? Like towards the end of the movie, I was like, I swear to God, I don't remember seeing the fucking land off in the distance. So it's just like what it can keep bringing on each subsequent viewing for years is astounding.
Yeah. It's coming up on 50 years. Just 3 years from now, this movie's 47 years old.
Wow.
And it's just crazy how well it's stood up over time and has gotten better. I think just as a like Connor, you mentioned a character study type film, and Caleb, how you mentioned how it just looks more amazing because of these different additions we keep getting. But I think it's also, there's no question about its importance in the summer blockbuster, its importance in horror, its importance in creature features, its importance in Spielberg's filmography. Caleb, you mentioned that this is his third or fourth. It is his fourth feature-length film. He does Duel, TV movie, Something Evil, TV movie, The Sugarland Express, and then Jaws. So this is obviously his coming out party. After he does that, he does Close Encounters, and then shortly after he does Raiders of the Lost Ark, and then E.T., and then the rest is fucking history. So I've said multiple times on this show that Spielberg has an argument for being the most important American filmmaker to ever live. And I think you have to track that back to Jaws.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this thing catapulted Spielberg to the top of the A-list and really showed his strengths as a filmmaker, because like Caleb said, there was so much that could have gone wrong with this film, so many production issues, so many technical problems that would have tanked any other production, but Spielberg got creative and was able to use that in a way that transformed the movie. You take that kind of skill and you apply it to a film like Close Encounters or Raiders or E.T., and you're going to have just a string of incredible hits that last forever. And as we saw with, just West Side Story, he's still banking Oscar nominations, still in the box office. He's still Spielberg.
Yeah. And even before that with Ready Player One, when he has like kind of like goes back to his roots in a way.
Yeah.
It was a huge box office success. So he still has even that. You know, he has the accolades and the audience love still to this day. He's like in the 70s now.
Yeah.
And then just like with this film alone, not just like what he was able to pull off on the production and stuff, right? But like you guys mentioned, I mean, this redefined summer blockbusters. Just made people scared to go into the ocean. Literally, sharks, they had to actually like start looking out because there was a huge drop in great white population because people were so fucking terrified they were hunting great whites. Fishermen, it's insane. The fact that this was one of the earliest films that people talking over each other.
Yes.
Something Spielberg was keen on doing, because before that, if you pay attention to like 60s movies and earlier, it's very like theatrical in how they delivered. Like everyone had their time to speak. Where Spielberg started saying like, no, let's talk like humans, and people talk over each other and you can hear their conversations. So just everything he did to make this film what it is it cannot like, it's incredible.
Yeah, truly. Yeah. I'm excited to kind of go into all those little things that we love about it. Like one of my personal favorites is speaking to what you're talking about, Caleb, is when they're on the beach and you're seeing Roy Scheider on the beach and he's looking around people's shoulder and he's fucking watching the water, and you have people coming up to him, talking to him, and they're talking, but you're just as distracted and your mind is wandering as a viewer, just like Roy Scheider is. And it's so well delivered. Still to this day, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to pay attention to what that guy's saying. And I can't pay attention because I'm paying attention to the water, just like our main character is. And that's just such an incredible trope that really hasn't been mastered since this movie. I think people are trying to emulate what happened here with Jaws, and it's just impossible. It's impossible to capture that exact thing. So I'm super excited to talk more about those little things we love. We're going to do a little project here at the beginning. Then we're going to talk about the 40th Academy Awards briefly, and then we're going to give our own awards out to Jaws. So it'll be a lot of Jaws talk, a lot of Spielberg talk. The project that I wanted to do that I shared with you guys earlier this week was a Steven Spielberg draft. Of course, if we did a top 5, I think we would see a lot of overlap. Honestly, I think we would all three have 3 films in our top 5. I think you guys know what they are. So I think it's more fun to do a draft because we'll be stealing films from each other. And I already, as we were kind of opening up this episode, I put our names into a randomizer. And unfortunately, I'm last. Caleb, you got the first pick, Connor second, and me third. We'll do a snake draft. So it'll be Caleb, Connor, then I'll go twice in a row, back to Connor, back to Caleb. So we'll do it that way. But shit, man, whenever you're ready, Caleb, you get the first pick.
I get the first pick?
Yes, you do.
I can pick any Spielberg movie I want.
Any Spielberg film.
Jurassic fucking Park.
I knew it.
Yes. Got it. Yes.
I knew it. Yeah. Damn it.
Yes.
Let's hear it. Why is that the first pick for you?
Because this is my favorite film of all time. And it is my favorite Spielberg film.
Fuck yeah.
I know we had a big episode on this, but to kind of try to sum up my love for this film, the fact that to this day those special effects still hold up, and this film came out in 93.
93, yeah.
93, okay. Getting bad on my years nowadays. The film came out in 93, but the effects the dinosaurs look so real to this day.
Yep.
Even the full body shots, like the CGI looks better than CGI I've seen in some recent films. The characters, all the actors are across the board. The fact that I'm excited to see our 3 people, Sam Neill, Jeff Goldblum, Laura Dern, coming back in the new one, like they're just great characters. So many quotable lines, especially from Jeff Goldblum. Great fucking creature feature scenes with the dinosaurs. I wholeheartedly point to Jurassic Park as really what got my peak into horror movies. Because it's definitely not a full-on horror film, but it has a lot of elements there that I picked up on as a kid. I mean, that T-Rex attacking the car scene is like, I look forward to it. Anytime I know, I've seen this film a bunch of times, and I'm staring like a kid, so like, oh my God, T-Rex about to attack the car. Here we go.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, that's such a cool feeling as a kid when you find out what your favorite things are going to be for years to come. Great pick. Jurassic Park's a 10 out of 10, hands down. One of the best films of the 90s, and like you said, of all time.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna. I know you love this movie so much, so I wasn't gonna try to take it away from you, but I'm glad you got that. Good job.
It was. He got the first pick. If he would have been third, I would have taken this fucking movie. I love Jurassic Park. It's one of his best films. So
I was scared on this one. I was like, I want to get this one for some reason.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm nervous now. Damn it.
I remember when Caleb, when you first came on to the Filmgazm podcast, Jurassic Park was supposed to be your debut episode, but due to some employee issues, it ended up being Leprechaun. So like, you kind of, instead of coming out with a bang, you kind of just like limped onto the stage.
I didn't want to watch Leprechaun because I've already seen Leprechaun more than enough times.
Oh, that's so good. Connor, you have the second pick. Leprechaun is not on the board, so take a Spielberg film.
I'm gonna take Jaws.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me.
I knew I was gonna have to disappoint one of you guys. Sorry it had to be you, Austin.
That's all right. I kind of knew. To me, that's it. I don't think in my mind, there's no question that these are his two best films.
Yeah. Jaws is my second favorite, so it's right behind.
I don't know. I've got some love for certain fedora wearing.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming, buddy.
I'm not gonna lie. In my head, I actually thought he's gonna say Raiders of Lost Ark here, and then you said Jaws. All right.
I was hoping he would say Raiders so I could have Jaws, but no, I'm gonna have to steal that shit from you, Connor.
I have a plan, and you all are walking right into it, so we're all good. So my little bit on Jaws before we go into a 2-hour talk on Jaws.
Yeah.
It's one of the earliest films I can ever remember watching. I woke up in the middle of the night. My mom was watching it. I guess she thought I was asleep, and I woke up right as Quint was getting eaten. I was like 5. And I remember just thinking like, this is neat. I'd never seen anything like that. And then she woke up, saw me watching it. It was like, oh God, and turned it off. So it took a few more years before I got to watch the rest of Jaws, but it was in my head. And it was one of the earliest movie scenes I'd ever seen. And so I was thinking about it, and I never looked back. So Jaws has been a favorite of mine for pretty much my entire life.
Yeah. Well said. It's amazing. One of the best things I've ever seen in my life. All right. So I get 2 picks in a row here. I could either be a major dick, or I could kind of, play some mix and match. What do I want to do? I'm definitely taking Raiders. That obviously that's his third best film, I think. Spielberg after Jaws and Jurassic Park. 1981, just masterpiece, one of the greatest adventure movies I've ever seen.
I think it's safe to say that all of our top 3s were probably Jaws, Jurassic Park, and Raiders.
Yeah,
those are just quintessential Spielberg.
That's what I mean when I initially I was like, let's do a top 5. It's like, okay, I think all 3 of us will have the same 3 films, so I think it's more fun that we're drafting now. We get kind of stuck with certain movies. I can't decide if I want to be a dick right now. I think I'm going to be a dick. I'm going to go ahead and take The Last Crusade, 1989.
You motherfucker.
Oh. Yeah, I'm going to be a dick. I'm going to take 2 Indiana Jones movies. To me, the 2 best. 1984's Temple of Doom is fine, but the other 2 are much better in my opinion. I think that's, as time has gone on, I think a lot of people would say that. Last Crusade, we get some great stuff, some father-son stuff, which is fun. So I'll go ahead and take 2 Indiana Jones movies right off the bat. Back to you, Connor.
God damn it. My plan did not count on the goddamn snake draft.
Yeah, well, my plan was not to get the 3rd pick.
Why you don't have a plan, Connor?
All All right. Well, I guess I'll take Temple of Doom.
Oh, jeez.
Not
There
that
it
I'm,
is.
it's not a consolation prize or anything. Temple of Doom is an amazing film.
Damn,
I just
guess
like
get
Last
no
Crusade
indie.
better.
All right, Caleb gets 0 indie. Got it.
Yeah, there's one on the board if you really want it.
Oh, yikes. Is there though? Is
Does it truly
Crystal
exist?
Skull? Yeah. Did that happen? Oh, that's amazing. Okay, Temple of Doom. You like this one, Connor, or you love this one? What's the deal with the Temple of Doom?
Temple of Doom, when I was a kid, is the only Indiana Jones movie I would watch on repeat. Because I don't know, I might have been a fucked up kid.
That's okay. That's all right.
I mean, I thought this was fascinating. Chilled monkey brains and dudes getting their hearts ripped out and just voodoo magic. It was fucking weird. And as a kid, I was like, this is awesome. So Temple of Doom's always been close to my heart. I love that movie. I love all 3 Indiana Jones movies on pretty much even ground. Last Crusade is just a little bit higher. I like that movie a little bit more, but I do love Temple of Doom.
Yeah, I think Raiders is like in a different stratosphere, personally. I think that movie is just like, whoa, like scary good. Has no business being as good as it is. And Connor, I remember when you and I got to go to the museum, one of the coolest things we got to do, the Academy Museum in Los Angeles, one of the coolest things was that sound room.
Yeah.
When they showed like footage of how they did a lot of sound for the Indiana Jones films, and that was really neat.
Yeah, that was exciting. I remember really walking away with appreciation of the layered aspects of sound, how they got to do the, ambient noise and the score and like just
Also,
yeah.
You saw like legit how they do sound for like the films and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It was neat.
I was wondering because I took when I went to film school, we had to take a sound class. So I was wondering like what they had at the museum.
They showed
that's cool.
They had a screen with the scene from Raiders where the temple starts falling apart and he's running out of there. And they showed every layer of sound design in that scene. So they showed you like his boots scraping on the sand, the blow dart noise from the side of the walls, the temple coming down noise. It's like a truck backing onto gravel. And then they added in the dialogue and they added in the like
music,
the score, and then they put it all together and showed you the scene.
Yeah.
So cool.
What's crazy is that's all the completed stuff. That's not even taking account them having to adjust levels and take out certain things.
Yeah.
But that's that's really cool though.
Yeah, it's always neat to be able to see just kind of how, especially these kinds of films that take a real crew. It's not just pointing a camera at 2 people talking. It's a real cast and crew of people, each one kind of pulling their weight, and that was just neat to it's always cool to remind yourself that this thing that we fall in love with, these movies, like there's a reason they're as entertaining as they are, especially stuff like Indiana Jones. That's probably my favorite thing about Spielberg is his attention to detail and his care for his cast and crew is unlike anybody else.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Yeah. Kind of sad I got no indie because I got to agree those first 3 are solid. It's hard for me to really say which one I like better. I like pretty much like Raiders, Temple, and Crusade almost on the same level for different reasons for each one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and if you didn't have that 2008 one, it would be like one of the best trilogies of all time. And they all come inside one decade. I think that's really cool. Goes straight from 81 to 89. Yeah, it's just awesome. So there was no question in my mind that they were all going to be taken in this draft. I just didn't think I'd have to pull that on you, Connor, because you took Jaws, you took my baby. So Caleb, you have 2 picks in a row. You already have Jurassic Park, and the board is yours.
I'm gonna play it safe for my first of 2 picks and go with the Lost War Jurassic Park before that gets taken.
Okay.
I am a defender of that film. I know a lot of people come after it. I know it's not nearly as good as Jurassic Park, but I do still think it has a lot of fun elements. I do like the darker route. I can't agree the gymnastics with the Raptors is a little stupid. But before that, when like Jeff Goldblum's having to run from the Raptors, to me is one of those tense fucking scenes because of how close it keeps getting to him. Then you get like the tall grass scene. Like there's a lot of good stuff. The whole like San Diego T-Rex scene to me still holds up. Like there's still a lot to love about Jurassic Park 2, Lost World Jurassic Park, whatever you call it.
Yeah, I agree. I think this movie is underrated. I didn't have it on my radar to pick in this draft, but I think it's like really entertaining. And if this is Spielberg's second tier kind of stuff, that's crazy, because there's some filmmakers out there who couldn't even dream of doing this kind of stuff.
That's true. That's very true. Lost World's good. I got my own problems with it, but I just think it's kind of dull compared to Jurassic Park. But then again, what isn't?
Yeah, and it's longer, like, which has always been interesting to me. It's like it's just a tad longer, and if you're going to do anything, you need to kind of like hone in on what people are going to really enjoy with the sequel. And I do think it failed in that regard. But now looking back, if you take Jurassic Park out of your mind, the first one being so good, I think this is a fine film.
Yeah. True. I would say like Jurassic Park is an absolute masterpiece, and this one's fun. Like it's
exactly
fun enough. I'm not going to sit there and say it's the greatest thing ever, but I have a good time while I watch it.
There you go. That's all that really matters.
Yeah. And then for my other pick, you know what? I'll go newer and pick Ready Player One.
Fuck. Very nice. Very nice.
As I know I've voiced it on other podcast episodes, I have nothing against Spielberg and his more Oscar type films he does. I know he's been kind of been a little bit more honing on that as of late with his more serious minded stuff. But I remember when this was announced and he was getting ready to do it, I'm like, ooh, we're about to get like old school fun Spielberg, like Jaws and E.T. and all that stuff. And what I saw was like, holy fuck, wow, like he is having such a good time. It felt good. It felt like kind of like revisiting when I first discovered him as a kid. And because to me, it felt like he was having fun channeling his inner kid during the movie. And this, like the references, it moves so well. Like the pacing for this film's great. This was just a really fun film. I know there's a book, Ready Player 2. There's talks about making it into a movie. I hope by some kind of miracle he's willing to come back and do that and give us even more Ready Player goodness.
Hell yeah. Good pick.
I love Ready Player One. That was going to be one of my upcoming picks, but damn, I did read Ready Player 2, and it's such an awesome story, and I really hope that they get the movie off the ground because that would be such an epic follow-up. Yeah, that movie really surprised me. I had zero expectations going into that thing. I got talked into an employee screening back when we were still working at Draft House, Austin.
Yeah.
And I was blown away. I was glued. I was like, this is awesome. Just the scene where they go into The Shining alone is so cool.
Pretty special. Yeah. It was just like it was like a reference fucking kingdom. Yeah.
Awesome.
And one that rewards you if you keep watching it, because there was references I was getting like the second time, then I was getting the third time. I was like you can just keep watching and catching references and cameos out the ass in this movie.
After I watched Dune, a whole new avenue of references opened up for me where they said, like, you can get to Arrakis to whatever in so many light years. And I'm like, I know what that means now.
Yeah, that's great.
You get rewarded for watching other stuff for this movie. It's like you're constantly, opening new DLC on this movie. It's weird.
That's wonderful.
Very cool. All right. So I think it's back to me.
Correct. It is.
Mr. in the middle with one pick.
The middle one.
I'm going to take one of my all-time favorites, Hook.
Ooh, okay. All right.
I knew that was going to happen, so I left that one alone. So I know how much
Spoiler alert, it is coming on the podcast very soon on Filmgazm. Hook is one of the most underrated films ever made, in my opinion. I don't know why critics went after this thing. I think it's awesome. Oscars loved it. It was up for like 5 awards. It was a box office smash. It got so many great performances. Like, what's the problem? It's a great movie. It's what Peter Pan grew up, and Captain Hook never got over it. It's an awesome story, and Robin Williams is just endearing as fuck. Dustin Hoffman kills it as Captain Hook. It's a wonderful movie. I'll go to bat for that movie forever. I've loved that for my entire life. So many of these have been lifelong favorites.
That's his thing, right? That's Spielberg's thing. It's like he gets into your heart early on, and then he just stays right at home the rest of the way. So yeah, I think it's important to, while I don't love, I just don't care for him putting all of his effort into a West Side Story remake.
Yeah.
I do think it's important to appreciate him because, he is in his 70s. He's not going to be able to do this forever. And it's important to appreciate guys while they're here working, mastering their craft. And I can't believe, like, as much as I don't really care for West Side Story, obviously it's not getting picked in this draft. It's incredible. Like, that guy still fucking got it. Like, that guy can still direct the shit out of stuff. And that's crazy. So he's been doing it, and he's going to keep doing it for as long as I think he can live. I think he's one of those guys who has to work, otherwise he feels like wasted. So awesome. Yeah, great pick. I figured Hook was coming. I thought you'd save it for your last pick, just as like a real Connor pick right there. But there it is. So I've got 2 picks. Do you guys want to go ahead and do 5 movies or stick with 4?
Fuck it, 5. Let's do this.
Let's do 5. Okay, so I have 2 picks, and we'll be going back to Connor. Why not? Yeah, why not do 5? Clearly we have some favorites here. Let's see. I still got a few on the board that I thought would have been picked by now. I'm gonna go ahead and take his Best Picture winner, Schindler's List, from 1993. It's an important film for his filmography. One that I think we've clearly talked about that balance that he has of kind of doing one for you, one for me type thing. I think Schindler's List is a little bit of both. I think it's a film that is close to his heart, but is also this critically acclaimed, masterpiece. So I'll go ahead and take that. Really enjoy that. That'll one day be a really good Oscar Sunday Best Picture showdown, 1993. It's amazing that he can do that and Jurassic Park in the same year. That's the sign of an incredible filmmaker. Fuck it. Let's stay super, super serious and let's go Saving Private Ryan. From the late 90s here. This is when I was younger. I'd see this just kind of on. It was always on TNT and TBS and shit like that. Then finally, you're like, okay, there's Tom Hanks. That guy. I know who that is. That's fucking Forrest Gump. And then when I watched it when I was older, I was like, wow, this is something special. This is like a really good war movie. And probably should have won Best Picture over Shakespeare in Love. That's for another time, another conversation. But I really like this film. I think Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan could be looked at as his, very serious, very strong, kind of Oscar-worthy type films, if you will. So I'll go ahead and take both of those off the board.
Damn.
Yeah. All right. All the favorites have been picked. I know, like, most people probably go after E.T. I like E.T. I don't love E.T.
Same.
Same with
I respect E.T., but I'm not like, oh God, when that's on, I'm just locked in. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna take Duel.
Damn. Fuck. I thought I could save that for my last pick.
Duel is like, for a debut, holy shit. Like, for a debut TV movie, Spielberg shows all his cards right out the gate. That movie is such a masterclass in suspense and terror. And it's just a guy getting chased by a truck for an hour and a half. That's all it is. There's nothing else to that movie.
Practicality. Yeah.
It's so intense. And every time you think he's lost this truck, that thing it's like truck from hell. It looks beat like a beat down junker truck that came to life. And it's even when he takes it out, you're like, did he really take it out? Like, you don't know. It's like, it's a almost like a prototype for the shark. Yeah, Duel is awesome.
Yeah, good pick, man. Good pick. The early 70s had no idea what they were in for, and Spielberg hit the scene and it was just like, okay, we have an auteur in our hands.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Last 2 picks for Caleb.
Oh boy. You know what? I am going to take E.T.
Okay.
Okay.
Like you guys, I don't love it like a lot of people do, but I do enjoy it. I do think this continues to exemplify, like, especially 80s Spielberg. that Amblin Entertainment era Spielberg,
Yeah.
where he made like found a very human theme, but told it in a very out there concept, right? A very fantastical concept, but with very human themes that you can relate to. I mean, I know when Chris wrote E.T. Go Home, essentially the movie is about finding your finding your place and finding your home. And take away the alien stuff, I think anyone can relate to that. And that to me has always exemplified one of the things that Spielberg is just so good at, is finding a way to connect you to a very powerful human theme when something just completely fantastical.
Very well said. Yeah, that's a good point. He is very good at finding your insecurities and almost like taking care of them for you. Like, hey, it's going to be okay. If Peter Pan can save his kids, you're going to be fine. If Indy can survive the Ark of the Covenant, you're going to be fine. If E.T. can get home, so can you. Like, that's great.
Yeah.
You always feel comfortable watching Spielberg.
Well put. Look at this Spielberg analysis going on here. Well put, guys. I really like that. I think that's something we've been kind of working our way around for this conversation, and y'all just fucking went ahead and stabbed it through the heart. That's great. E.T. And E.T., let's be honest, if we're picking 15 movies, it probably should get picked. So good pick.
Once I heard you guys want to take it, I was like, oh, fuck yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, give me that shit. Yeah, I've got the listeners on my side.
I guess, oh, damn, final one for me, right?
Yeah, holy shit. Here we go. Last picks.
I'm going to go Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
God fucking damn it.
Full classic bag for Caleb. I love it.
When Connor took Duel, I was like, okay, I'm taking Close Encounters, my last pick. It's going to be fine. It's okay. It's a great movie, great sci-fi. God damn it.
I was looking at the films I still have left that I've seen, and I was like, I really don't want those on my list.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, films I've seen, but not my exact favorites from Spielberg. But no, yeah, like you said, Close Encounters is a great film. It actually kind of took me a while to get to seeing this.
Same.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I finally watched it, I'm like, oh, I get it. And like that song they play to communicate with the aliens.
Yeah.
It's catchy. I'm not gonna lie, it's a catchy little beat. But again, like what I think I like about this a lot too is that you don't really see the aliens throughout the damn movie. You just things are happening and you see the lights and you see the spaceship at one point. It's like I like how, again, kind of using that Charles, like he does with Charles, and in a way making Duel like, the car is such a monster. He finds a way to kind of give you a sense of unease and wonder, without even really showing you the main thing in the film. And that's just, I think it's incredible how he pulls that off.
Yeah. Yeah. Counters, I think, is, he does Jaws in this back to back. And if you needed a double feature to show the power of the unseen, and less is more, especially with the high horror and sci-fi, when you just kind of barely throw your net out there for your viewers, it's like true filmmaking power. Not everybody can get away with it. I think there's those guys who can get away with it, and Spielberg is at the top of the list. Where everybody talks about Alien from 1979. Close Encounters belongs in a conversation about the how well it's aged, this late 70s sci-fi, because of that practicality, because of being realistic. It's 1977. Let's not be crazy here. Let's not fucking do something that's not going to stick with people forever. And instead, you get this movie that's perfect. I didn't think one of y'all was going to fucking take it. I thought I was going to be able to save it for that. I thought Duel or that was definitely going to be there at the end, but you guys fucking robbed me without a goddamn gun. So well drafted there, Caleb. You have Jurassic Park, The Lost World, Ready Player One, E.T., and Close Encounters of the Third Kind. That's a hell of a group.
I'm very happy with that 5.
Yeah, I'd watch those 5 movies any fucking week,
Oh yeah. God. Woo. Yeah, I had like 4 more films on my list, and I was like, I don't want to pick those. Nope. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't need those in my group. Messing up my fucking groove. Yeah. Connor, what's going to be your last movie? You have Jaws, you have Temple of Doom, you have Hook, and you have Duel. You're all over the board here.
So I guess really what it comes down to is which Spielberg Oscar bait drama do I want? Because that's all that's left. I'm not grabbing War of the Worlds.
Oh, please no! I hate that movie. Yeah.
I've always had a soft spot for this movie. It always makes me laugh, but I always find it very endearing and very watchable. So I'm gonna go ahead and take The Terminal.
Ah, okay. Interesting.
This is it's one of my favorite out there John Williams scores. Just this, Eastern European guy trapped in an airport. He can't go home. He can't go to America. So he's just got to wander around until he figures something out. And this score just is this bouncy, goofy, but also kind of sad music following Tom Hanks around this airport for like a year as he befriends the staff and learns how to speak English and starts dating a flight attendant. And meanwhile, dodging like Stanley Tucci for some reason wants to see this guy suffer. And you can't help but get behind Tom Hanks and really want to see him get home. And, when he finally does, it's like, yes, it's great. And it's really funny and really cute. And one of his more under the radar films that I've always liked.
Good pick. Yeah. I was wondering if you like this one or not, because I know Tom is your guy, right? And, Tom and Steven is like a match made in heaven. Those two guys together, just how you can't go wrong. So that's 2004, right? Tom Hanks, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Stanley Tucci, who is the ultimate that guy, who just pops up in all kinds of stuff. That's interesting because I have 3 movies left on my like overall board, and they're all from the 2000s, from the early 2000s rather. 2 from 2002 and 1 from 2005.
Okay.
So obviously we have Catch Me If You Can and Minority Report from 2002. And then I really like Munich from 2005. I'm a big fan of Munich. This is a tough call here because you got kind of Catch Me If You Can is this kind of, popcorn fucking entertaining. You got Leo and Tom Hanks, Christopher Walken. You got these like mega superstars in this kind of fun, crime drama. You got Munich, which is this intense fucking movie about the 1972 Olympics. But I got to go Minority Report. I got to go with my gut here. I got to go with my gut. Minority Report is fucking Tom Cruise, the man himself, doing some weird stuff. Colin Farrell, Samantha Morton, Max von Sydow. This is a movie with the screenplay written by Scott Frank and John Cohen, based on the Philip K. Dick novel. So that's where it really got, it's actually a short story. That's where it really got my attention. I was like, I love Philip K. Dick. This is, to me, one of the genius writers of the 20th century. And I was like, I got to see this movie. So it's 2.5 hours. It's a little too long for what it is, but damn, it's weird. It's fun. And it does not seem like it's in that Steven Spielberg, universe like these other movies. So I kind of want to go with something a little outside the box because I feel like my other movies, Raiders, Last Crusade, Schindler's, and Saving Private Ryan, are these obvious Spielberg movies. Yeah. And Minority Report is kind of an out there one. So I'm going to go with that. I hate to leave Catch Me If You Can on the board. I think that's just a really well done film. But I'm going to go with the other 2002 movie, the weird one, the weird stepbrother.
I've yet to see Minority Report. That's one of the few Spielberg films that's eluded me.
I think you would really like it.
I'm sure I would.
I've been wanting to watch it. I've seen bits and pieces because of other people watching it, and I've walked in, but I had to leave to go do something. So I've never been able to actually sit and watch it. But it's been one that's actually has been on my radar to watch. It looks interesting enough.
Yeah. I think y'all both dig it from hearing you guys talk about Steven and kind of the balance and the kind of the freedom he has as a filmmaker. I think this is one of those ones that was for him where he was like, I fucking like this story. I'm gonna make it my own. And the cast is great. So definitely check it out if you can. Shall we do a little recap?
Yeah.
All right, Caleb, what do you got?
I had Jurassic Park, Lost World Jurassic Park, Ready Player One, E.T., and Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Okay. Not bad at all.
Yeah, solid bunch.
Yeah, that is a solid bunch. I'd say that's, you got your 2 dinosaur movies, you got your crazy sci-fi modern movie, you got your 80s sci-fi, and you got your 70s sci-fi. So this is a good group.
It definitely screams like me all the way. I didn't
Yeah,
realize it
yeah.
like that. Especially because like the ones that I were left that I didn't touch, Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls. Glad we didn't have to get that far.
Yeah, no thanks. No thanks. That's probably like my last pick if I had to go there.
Yeah. War of the Worlds is also still on the board because it's one I've seen, but I'm like you guys, I'm not that into it. Lincoln, which I always thought was good, but not something I'm like itching to go back and watch.
Yeah, good, solid, but not, yeah, like you said, it's more about I think Daniel Day-Lewis's performance than anything.
Yeah, and then the last one I had was the Adventures of Tintin, his animated film, which was actually really fun.
Yeah, I like Tintin. I think Tintin's fun as shit. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of fun. Really fun movie. I was like surprised. I'm like, why didn't this get talked about more than it did? Because I remember it kind of came and went.
Yeah, true. Connor,
yeah,
I'm curious about a little film from 1983 called Twilight Zone, the movie. I thought you were going to take that.
See, if this were a George Miller draft or a Joe Dante draft or a John Landis draft, I would. Spielberg has the weakest part of that film. So
fair
I don't like kick the can, so I didn't pick Twilight Zone.
I can't.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. I respect that. Mad respect. Yeah, there's 4 different masters in that one. I just know you. I know you dig that. You know, that's a kind of a 80s gem right up Connor alley. So I was just curious. What about? There was another one that I thought you would take. Maybe I'm mistaken, but haven't I heard you talk ravingly about AI, artificial intelligence from 2001, or am I mistaking someone else?
I like it. I don't think I've talked ravingly about it.
Okay, it might be someone else that I know. Yeah,
I've seen it a couple times. I think that it's got a great premise. It starts out great, starts to lose me around the time we start jumping like 3,000 years in the future, and we got like wish-giving aliens. Then I'm like, what the hell happened here?
Yeah, I need to see that one again. It's been too long. I think I saw it at maybe 14 or 15 years old, and I was like, I don't know what's going on, so I need to see it again.
I do love that it's Spielberg basically building off of a Kubrick foundation, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
But I think it needed to be shaved down a bit.
Yeah, agreed. So let's hear your actual 5.
My 5: Jaws, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Hook, Duel, and The Terminal.
Man, that's a Connor ass list. That's great. So you got 75, 84, Hook is 91, Duel is 71, and Terminal is 2004.
Yep.
You really hit all over the map.
I left some weird ones I left out that I have seen. War Horse, I was considering. Okay. I really like that movie.
2011 was a good year for Spielberg. He does Adventures of Tintin and War Horse, completely different films. Showed a lot of pizzazz there.
True, and that movie was way better than I expected.
Same. I thought it was going to be the most boring fucking Oscar baity movie. And I was, it's actually a nice story. Yeah.
The Post, decent flick, kind of forgettable.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of The Post, but you do have 2 of the greatest performers of all time at the forefront. So that is nice to see Spielberg, Hanks, and Streep working together. That's not bad. Not a bad group.
Empire of the Sun.
Oh, yeah.
I want to like so bad, but it's so dull.
Yeah, it's like 2.5 hours. It's a little long, right?
But
you have Christian Bale.
Yeah, it is neat to see Christian Bale at like 10 years old, just out acting John Malkovich and a young Ben Stiller and these like established actors.
Yeah, and 20 years later he becomes fucking Bruce Wayne. It's like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's a cool run for him.
And then not yelling at the guy with lights. Hopefully not yelling at his lighting guy.
Yeah. Hopefully, yeah.
What if it turns out that this has been a problem since he was a kid?
Yeah, since he was 10. Yeah.
Stories come out of the production of Empire of the Sun that he was just bitching the light guy out. And then my final one that I left out was Bridge of Spies.
Okay, I knew that was coming. 2015, underrated movie. Another Tom Hanks. Mark Rylance won the Oscar for that. God, great stuff. Bridge of Spies is awesome.
It's Spielberg and the Coen brothers working together. I mean, how can that
Yeah.
not create a awesome movie?
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, I think I'm scrolling through here and I'm like, okay, I don't think there's any other questions I have for you, Connor. I think you covered all bases. Do you like 1941 from 1979?
I have not seen that. I really want to. I know I'm gonna love it.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of like the three I haven't seen. This movie has gotten shit on, just completely shit on. It's got horrible reviews. But this is John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd, in 1979 with Spielberg directing fresh off Close Encounters and right before Raiders of the Lost Ark. So it's like, okay, I need to see this at some point.
Yeah, that one's been on my radar for a long time. I just never sat down and actually watched it. I could at any moment. I have easy access to it. I just haven't done it.
Could that be? Is that shit on enough to be a Beyond the Bad episode, or is that more of a Filmgazm? You think
it was up for 3 Oscars? It could be here.
Yeah, I don't really want to do it. I rather do Saving Private Ryan or Schindler's List or Jaws.
If it's been shit on enough, we can consider it for Beyond the Bad. I'll leave that one to you, Connor.
Okay. I'll watch it, engage it. If it's a shit movie, we'll do it on Beyond the Bad. If it's worth saving, we'll do it on Filmgazm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it probably should be a Filmgazm movie just by look at the cast, and it's Spielberg and it has the Oscar stuff. It's an action comedy war movie. So yeah,
this actually
sounds like Filmgazm.
Now that I think about what Spielberg movie could I even use for Beyond the Bad?
War of the Worlds, probably.
Oh, that's Crystal Skulls. You know what? Now that I'm actually thinking about it, yep, there are some movies I could use.
Those are probably the only two. And even War of the Worlds doesn't have
it's a competently made, competently acted film. It's just something about it I could never latch onto. And that was even before the stupid twist that they die by our fucking flowers or pollen, or what the fuck they die by. And I was like, oh, okay.
That's not Spielberg's shitty twist. That's H.G. Wells' shitty twist. That's in the book.
Yeah, he stuck to it. Oh God, that's great. All right, we'll finish this thing off. This has been a lot of fun. My 5 is Raiders of the Lost Ark, 1981, The Last Crusade, 1989, Schindler's List, 1993, Saving Private Ryan, 1998, and Minority Report, 2002. So I went in order here. I went straight from 81 to 2002. I definitely wanted. I really wanted Jaws, of course. I was hoping to get the second pick because I was like, okay, I'll either get Jaws or Jurassic Park, and I'll be happy with everything else. But I do love Raiders. I love Last Crusade, and I love me some fucking gritty, tough dramas, Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan, and my weird pick, Minority Report. I also was thinking I could save my last pick for Duel or Close Encounters, and you guys just completely stole those. So those are good picks. This is a lot of fun. I would love to do this again with a different director with you guys. I do think though, we just picked 15 movies pretty fucking easily. I mean, think about some of our favorite filmmakers that don't even have 15 movies altogether. So, it's incredible what this guy has put together, over about 50 years, a little over 50 years now. He's put together a run of over 30 films that are worth talking about. And I'm happy to be doing this episode, Jaws and Steven Spielberg, after last week's fucking just honestly ridiculous Oscar ceremony. And so I like kind of putting that bad taste out of my mouth and just let's talk about the films again, right? Yeah. And I think talking about these films has kind of got me just excited to talk about Oscar stuff and this show in general.
Well, yeah. What's crazy to me is that this is just what he's directed. That's not even counting his producing credits on hundreds more films. Christ.
I almost drafted the Poltergeist,
You need Back to the Future, all the shit he fucking produced, dear God.
It's insane.
I don't think you could argue that anybody has had a bigger impact on pop culture than this guy. I mean, what he's put money, what he's helped develop, what he's directed himself. He's created so many happy memories for so many people. And at the very least, that's something to be proud of.
Yeah, this fucking guy from Cincinnati, Ohio, right? This random guy you look at him and you're like, what? Who's this dude? No, he's just maybe the most important filmmaker in American history.
And highly respected and loved, both as obviously us as fans, but in the industry. I mean, director Mick Garris, I listened to his podcast. He's worked with him a couple of times. He has nothing but the greatest thing to say about him. He's always like, he is one of the best guys I've worked with in the business. He's an amazing collaborator because he actually wants to collaborate with you. He's like, he doesn't care that he's Steven Spielberg. If you have an ideal, he'll listen and use it. Like, he's not one of those that's like, no, I'm Spielberg, we're doing it my way.
Oh, that's great.
You can tell.
I saw this picture of it was a behind the scenes shot of Bridge of Spies, and it's Tom Hanks and Mark Rylance doing a scene, and the picture is of Spielberg behind the camera watching them, and he has this giant grin on his face, like he's proud that he gets to watch these masters work. And it for me, it showcased like everything I love about this guy as a filmmaker. Just he's so happy to still be doing this, and I mean, what more could you want?
I really don't know what more you could ask from the dude. He's incredible, and we were bound to kind of. I mean, this is the first Spielberg film we've done on this show.
Wow!
On Oscar Sunday, and of course it's Jaws. Yeah, of course it's Jaws, and I felt like it was just right to kind of honor his entire filmography by picking things that we all connect to as fans. Because you can kind of like, anytime you talk to a big movie fan, chances are they've seen a handful of Spielberg, and you can kind of have those conversations. So I knew this was going to work out, and I had a blast with you guys. If you're listening, definitely reach out to us and let us know who you think won the draft. I think we all have really strong groups of films here. I don't think there's any weak link. I think everybody kind of has, we have, one of us has Park, one of us has Jaws, one of us has Raiders, and from there on out, it's just kind of personal favorites. So good draft, boys. I do want to talk about, not for too long, just because there's not a whole lot going on as far as nominations, but there are 4 categories I want to kind of look at for Jaws at the 48th Academy Awards, and we can talk more about what we love about it and what we think is kind of missing, if you will. Okay. So I think we should start with, I want to end with Best Picture, just because I'm kind of curious to hear what you guys think about that. It losing to One Flew the Cuckoo's Nest, because I fucking love that movie, but I do think we should look at the 3, categories it won in. It's rare for a film to be up for, say, 4 or 5, categories, win all of them except for the Best Picture one. It wins score, it wins film editing, and it wins sound. So I think sound is probably where we should start. So I'll go ahead and get us going here. We have Bite the Bullet, Funny Lady, The Hindenburg, The Wind and the Lion, and The Winter Jaws. I have not seen any of these motherfuckers.
I've never heard of these films. I think that's weird.
Alone this time. Yes.
Yeah. What are these?
I don't know.
Oh, Bite the Bullet is a Western with fucking Gene Hackman. I've heard of this movie. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, doesn't sound bad. I like Gene Hackman.
Oh yeah, I adore Gene Hackman, especially in the 70s. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was prime Gene Hackman.
Funny Lady is Barbara Streisand and James Caan. Okay, sign me up.
Okay.
The Hindenburg, George C. Scott. Okay, what's going on? About the Hindenburg disaster.
I got an idea of what Hindenburg's about based off the title.
Yeah, that makes sense. Directed by Robert Weiss, West Side Story. Yeah, George C. Scott and Bancroft. Okay, I'm in on that one. And the last one is The Wind and the Lion. This is Sean Connery, and John Huston.
Shit.
Okay. Yeah, these all sound interesting.
Okay, let's put those in the back pocket.
But with all that being said, the sound for Jaws, right? This is Spielberg's clearly one of his things that he's like, okay, this has to be perfect, otherwise people aren't going to believe what's happening. I mean, you have a robotic shark chomping down on a guy in the middle of the ocean on a ship. I think it takes a lot of a lot of testing over and over to figure out what's going to work the right way. So I understand why it won, but I would love to see these other movies just to kind of compare and contrast.
Yeah, I would too. But I mean, the sound in Jaws is like burned into my memory. Like I know the sound. If I just heard some Foley noises, I could probably tell you, oh, that's from Jaws.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I like to be. It would be nice to compare and contrast, but at least as far as Jaws is concerned, one of the things they taught us in film class is like, watch, especially in horror, right? Watch a horrific scene. Like they showed us the psycho scene, the shower scene. Watch it with sound, and then watch it without sound. It's 10 times more terrifying with sound. Like sound makes everything. And I think if you take into account the fact that, like I said, like you mentioned, right, the mechanical shark, there's a lot of testing. As we know, there's a lot of issues with this mechanical shark, hence why we don't see it a whole lot in the movie. So the fact that their answer to that was, let's go with this really kick-ass, score, and the different sounds and stuff they're able to utilize to make it work. So then you do get terrified, and you're actually kind of scared by something you're not seeing. You're just hearing it, and it works so well.
Yeah. Yeah. Has aged like fine wine. Just some of the stuff that happens in this movie, and just something as simple as because you can't just put a microphone up to the water and like, okay, you're going to capture everything. Just something as simple as all the people like on the 4th of July when everybody runs out of the water and it just sounds like fucking chaos, and you're like, oh my god, you don't even have to see you don't have to see the shark at all. It's all about that atmosphere that's being built. So I mean, it's hard to believe that a movie would ever be able to take an award away like this from Jaws. It's just kind of in a class of its own from its time, which I also think for this next category, best film editing, I think it's tough to take away from Jaws as well. You have Dog Day Afternoon, great film. The Man Who Would Be King, that's a John Huston film I've been dying to see. One for the Cuckoo's Nest, absolute classic. And 3 Days of the Condor, one of those great 70s paranoia films that I really connect with, mainly because it's got Robert Redford and Faye Dunaway just fucking acting their asses off. But for film editing, I mean, Jaws, the way it still messes with my head, where I'm like, okay, wait a minute, how many actual attacks are there? It still does this thing that I can't get over, even though I've seen it 50 times. There's something about, okay, the girl gets attacked at the beginning, then the boy, and then after that, I'm like, wait a minute, what happens next? Which attack is next? You have that thing that just kind of looms over you of chaos. And God, I adore that so much about Jaws.
I mean, I've seen this movie maybe 50, 60 times, and I always am freaked when Hooper stumbles upon Ben Gardner's severed head.
Oh, man.
Like that. And also, film editing, they had to work around the shark. They had to work around the broken shark. So the fact that they were able to create something that was not only good, but amazing with the bare minimum of that shark is a testament to amazing filmmaking. So I think this was the only surefire win this was going to get.
Well said.
I think that, and also what we kind of talked about earlier with the use of people talking over each other, like having natural conversations. The way they edit scenes, like you brought up earlier, Austin, when he's like, you're trying to listen to what they're saying to Chief Brody when he's on the beach, but you're getting sucked into his own mindset of like, no, I need to see what's going on out there. There's another great scene where he's just chilling on the beach, trying to kind of relax but still do his job, and that guy comes out of nowhere to talk to him, and they really frame that shot. He's there, but you see the ocean in the background. And you're seeing what Brody's seeing. So it's like, it's a really like that kind of those kind of editing tricks to get you into the headspace of Brody or whichever character at the time, once we kind of get all 3 heroes.
Yeah.
With mixing that more naturalistic talking, it's considering this was one of the earliest films to do that, it's just, it's best film editing hands down.
I also find it very interesting that, again, I've seen this 50, 60 times. And in that scene, I still don't know what the hell he's asking from Brody. I can't focus on that. I'm still watching the kids in the background thinking like, is it going to show up?
Yeah. I tell myself, sometimes I even pause it. I'm like, all right, Austin, have some self-control. Pay attention to what this motherfucker's saying to Chief Brody. And 10 times out of 10, without fail, I miss every little bit of dialogue. I'm just lost. I'm just like, God damn it. I am with Chief Brody. The immersion of this film is so cool.
Yeah, I become Chief Brody that soon. I'm like, dude, get out of the fucking shot. There is a truck out there killing people. I don't care about your weird little home issue you're having. Like, I want to know if one of these poor children are about to become shark food or not.
Yeah, straight up. And there's also a bit when he's at home and he answers the phone and his wife is talking behind him, and you're just like, it's still to this day, like, people just don't know how to do it the right way. I think it's something to have to do with, obviously, Spielberg. It's something to have to do with the setting that we're in, this town, this fucking islander town. And it has something to do with fucking Roy Scheider. That guy just has this everyday kind of motherfucker look to him that worked so well in the 70s. I can't believe this is the guy who did, French Connection, Jaws, and something like All That Jazz, all in the 70s. This guy was a freak of nature, and I really wish he would have kind of stepped up to what his potential was throughout the years. Because what he's doing in Jaws, I think, is like brutally underrated. I think we get lost in all the technical sides of it, but I think Roy Scheider has this presence that just makes this movie work. He is Chief Brody. He is fucking Chief Brody.
Yeah, I think all three of them were so perfectly cast. This is
oh yeah. We haven't even touched on Robert Shaw, motherfucker. Yeah.
All three of these guys, you need all three of them for this to work, and they all three are just at peak condition and delivering absolute flawless performances that you just believe. You believe that this rich boy oceanographer guy is going to clash with this seasoned fisherman, and they're going to bond over some war scars. Like, it's perfect.
So cool. Yeah. I love that scene.
Well, I think what I love about Schneider specifically is with him, they make reference to a lot of times he's not from the island. He moved there. I love how they point that he's like, he's the chief of police. He's the highest ranking police officer there, but he's still an out of towner. And even like when we're talking about like chaotic scenes, I always think of the town hall scene as well. Also like Quint's introduction in that same moment. And you kind of see him, he doesn't know what to do at the town hall, man. He's just kind of chilling, talking, and you see the mayor be like, "Hey, Chief, can you like get into your assigned seat, sir? Can you sit there, sir?"
Well, it's also stated several times that this is his first summer.
Yeah.
I mean, good Lord, dealing with this shit your first time. Crazy.
Yeah. God. Oh man, I love this movie so much. The more like I hear you guys speak about it, I'm like, oh yeah, and then this, and then this, and then this scene. So man. But the score, John Williams. Connor, you and I 2 weeks ago did an episode on Wizard of Oz, and we both did our top 5 original score winners of all time. We both had Jaws on our list.
Yes, we did.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Every single track from this record, from this score is just sublime, is absolutely perfect, is creepy at times, unsettling, of course. And then at times you're like, I'm watching a motherfucking adventure movie. And that's great. So it beat out Birds Do It, Bees Do It. Okay. Bite the Bullet, One Flew the Cuckoo's Nest, and The Wind and the Lion. Birds Do It, Bees Do It. What is this? It's a documentary. Okay. National Geographic early television special. Yeah, I don't know about that. It's a documentary film covering sexuality in the animal kingdom. Okay.
Oh, what are we doing? Sex thing. Okay.
Yeah. That was going up against Jaws. Okay.
Dear God. I remember reading a story about Williams was presenting to Spielberg his initial bit for the shark, the dun 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 dun, that part. And after he played it for Spielberg, Spielberg was like, "Okay, that's hilarious, but what are you really doing?" Seriously, thought it sounded goofy, and Williams was like, "Trust me, I know what you need. I know what you need."
Yeah.
And the rest is history. It's one of his wins. One of the most iconic scores of all time. It's synonymous with sharks. Like it's the shark theme song. It's amazing. Still to this day, like when I'm at the beach, that song's in my head, just on a loop.
Even when I go to a pool that's like dark, I'm like, there might be a fucking shark in there. I don't know. And that shit's playing in my head. And it's not just that theme that we all know. It's like the whole score. It's like the entire thing. I don't want to step on anyone's award, the Ennio Morricone award for best music moment, because I know I have one that's a little more unique. That this time when I watched it, I was like, holy fucking shit, that is John Williams, and that is weird John Williams, and I'm in love with it. So I don't think there's a miss on this score. It's like one of those I talked about that Howard Shore, that Lord of the Rings score back when we did that Wizard of Oz episode, and I think the same this John Williams score for Jaws. It's like listening to just a really good rap album where every single song is like a banger, and you just want to blast it all the way up in your car, and you're like, fuck yeah, this is why I listen to music. And I think movie scores can do that. They have that power, and Jaws has that power.
Oh yeah.
The score for Jaws, I mean, well, quickly before I go into my love for the Jaws score here, surprisingly, I actually was never scared of sharks in my pool. I watched this film called Alligator. As a scene where a child, as a prank by the bullies, is pushed into a pool, and there's an alligator in the pool and it eats the kid. That's gonna let me hit on me. I actually picked up the 4K of that movie, so I own it now. I need to rewatch it. But as far as the Jaws theme, to me, like, it obviously deserves this award, and to me, in the simple sense that I don't know anyone that doesn't know this tune.
Yeah.
It is like the most synonymous bit of music in cinema history. I mean, like you said, if you go to the beach, I know, you'll have some jackass, and it's usually someone like myself being like, dun 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 dun. Like, it's been parodied, it's been referenced. Like this part of the score alone has become iconic. I know that road gets thrown on a lot, but it definitely, I feel like it legitimately applies to this score. It has become just so synonymous with cinema, with the film, with just American culture. Like, everyone knows this theme.
Yeah, damn right.
Straight up. All right. I think we've arrived to the best picture category properly here. Talked about best score, best sound, best film editing. These are all things that Jaws flourish in. Best picture. This is a really good group. I have been able to see all 5 of these. I really like all 5 of these movies. It's rare that a best picture category just kind of blows me away like this. But we have Barry Lyndon, of course, the great Stanley Kubrick. We have Dog Day Afternoon. We have Jaws. We have Nashville. And we have the winner, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Now, have you guys seen these movies?
I've not seen Nashville, but I've seen the other 4.
Okay. Nashville is the one that you probably wouldn't like. It's Robert Altman. It's got some Robert Altman ass shit in there. So I think you would like it, not love it. But those other 4, man, right?
Yeah. That's a great group.
I've only seen Jaws, but other than Nashville, the other 3 that were named are films I've been meaning to see.
My friend,
Cuckoo's Nest, you would adore.
I know.
And Dog Day Afternoon is like, I mean, if you want to watch Al Pacino just fucking lose his goddamn mind, that's your film.
Yeah, Dog Day and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, I've been really dying to see. Barry Lyndon, because I do love Kubrick. So
yeah, it's essential Kubrick. Yeah.
I'll say this: for a 3-hour period drama, Barry Lyndon is way more engaging and entertaining than you would think.
Yeah, well said. Well said. I think it belongs in this group. I really like all these movies. Oh boy, Connor, you know me. One Flew the Cuckoo's Nest is very, very, very dear to my heart. Ken Kesey's book is it's one of my favorite novels of all time. Jack Nicholson is just so special in that movie. Louise Fletcher is so special in that movie. Danny DeVito is so special in that movie. Brad Dourif is so special in that movie. I really have a hard time comparing that to Jaws. That's where my mind goes. I love Barry Lyndon. I think it's like a 8 or 9 type movie out of 10. Nashville's an 8 or 9 as well. Dog Afternoon, same thing. But Jaws and One Flew Over are both 10s that I could watch any day of the week. Both doing completely different things. Jaws to me is the movie that's for everybody. I don't understand if you know like how you could like Jaws if you have if you got a pulse. But One Flew Over, if it like hits you at the right time, in the right headspace, it'll fuck you up, and it'll make you cry, it'll make you laugh, just an incredible story. So I have a hard time here like putting my vote in. I'm like it gives me that kind of existential fucking shit where I'm like, is Best Picture supposed to be more about the movie that means more to film and everybody's gonna like, which is Jaws, or is it about the one that I like probably a little bit more? And that's One Flew the Cuckoo's Nest, the one that connects with me personally a little bit more, which is One Flew the Cuckoo's Nest. I never know, man. It's hard for me to decide.
Well, far be it from me to take away a big 5. But this is Jaws.
Yeah, I understand.
To date, only one horror film has won Best Picture, and that's The Silence of the Lambs. In my book, there should be 2. The other one is Jaws.
Just 2.
Well, yes.
Tough. I think this might be just completely out of left field and dumb, but I certainly think Hereditary should have been nominated for Best Picture in 2018. I think maybe it should have won that goddamn award.
Well, if we're talking like just films that were nominated, like
okay.
Exorcist,
Exorcist, Jaws, Rosemary's Baby, shit like that.
And I can't vote for The Exorcist because I have not seen The Sting yet, so I can't judge. But from what I've seen,
The Sting is so good.
I'm gonna love it. I know I'm gonna love it.
Yeah, the 70s. This is the thing about the 70s is like the ones that won, as silly as the Oscars are, as fucking dumb as they are, as we saw last week. The 70s films that won are fucking incredible. Patton, French Connection, Godfather, The Sting, Godfather Part 2, One Flew the Cuckoo's Nest, Rocky, Annie Hall, The Deer Hunter, and Kramer vs. Kramer. All those movies are good.
Yeah, they are.
To me, it speaks to the 70s as a decade. I was listening to an interview with Ty West shortly after the movie X came out, and he was asked like, why do you place in the 70s? And I agree with what he said, and that was that the 70s was the last true decade of authorship in Hollywood.
Oh, yes, music to my ears. Yes,
that you got all these different things. No one was scared to do whatever. There was so much experimentation and just whatever we want. We'll give you the money, make your movie. That's why you could get things, especially in the Oscars. Like you said, you get something like Jaws or Exorcist nominated, then turn something like French Connection or The Godfather. And that's just Oscars. I'm talking about like everything else that got released that showed like how wild and crazy they were willing to go in the 70s. Because think about it, they were coming fresh. You had the counterculture movement going strong. You had the fact that we're getting off the Hays Code from the 60s. Like you had directors that were like, we want more realistic movies. So you had all this stuff brewing, and it just exploded in the 70s.
Yeah, let's make art. Yeah.
So it was just a wonderful time, and you kind of see that to me reflected in this decade of the Oscars, where you are seeing variety. You are seeing, to me, as someone that's made his opinion known, but to me, like what the Oscars should be in that they were at the very least nominating stuff. Obviously, I still have some issues here and there, but they were at least like going, no, let's nominate different films, not
Yeah.
just these traumas that come out in this little period of time, but like actual different types of films, and they all get represented. They all get honored and looked at. And even if they don't win, well, they still got nominated. They still got looked at.
Yeah, I mean, The Omen a year later wins Best Score, 1976. I mean, what more could you want, from this decade? I think it's so special what was happening.
I do agree that. Sorry, I was going to say I do agree. Hereditary, I would have nominated, but I would have had it win for Best Actress.
Oh, 100%. Toni Collette is fucking awesome in that movie.
That was a fucking snub if there ever was one.
I totally agree. I do think now more than, I think 70s and 80s, you would see some horror or sci-fi or, obviously you saw 1977, you see Star Wars there. I think now the Academy's just got their shit. They got their shit that they're set on. They're like, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to be nominated. These are the kind of movies that are going to be nominated. And they very rarely go outside of that, which is why it was so cool to see Parasite win Best Picture. It was like, wow, they actually picked a movie that is like really changing the game cinematically and doing things with different genres that people are going to have fun with, not just, drama fans. So I could talk about the 70s all day and just how it's easily, as far as American filmmaking goes, I think it is hands down the best decade that we've ever seen. And it's because of stuff like this, because it's, Jaws versus fucking One Flew the Cuckoo's Nest. It's Taxi Driver versus Carrie versus Rocky. Like those are fun ass conversations.
Yeah, and I'll play devil's advocate, and I'll say that to an extent, with Oscars as they are now, right? It technically, the film industry itself has also, to me, has changed. You don't really see a lot of experimentation anymore. On the big budget side, I would say indie is going strong in that regard.
Yeah,
definitely go indie, but big budget side, there's a formula. You have your summer movie season. You have, horror, right, the horror stuff comes out kind of around October heavily, get that going, then your Oscar stuff, and then you get the 2 or 3 months of just dump it out there.
Yeah. Yep.
No one's going to fucking see it. We don't care. And then, rinse, repeat. It's a cycle. And then, I'm not saying I hate Marvel films. I love the MCU. But as because of their success, right, you see, that was another big reason we don't see experimentation. I say it all the time, right? Spider-Man No Way Home made almost over $1 billion. It almost made $2 billion fucking dollars. So that tells the studios that's what people want to see. Nightmare Alley, other than the fact that they moved it to the fucking weekend that Spider-Man came out, barely fucking was able to manage 10 million. And that tells the studios they don't want this. They don't want something that's a little bit different and original in theaters. They want same old, same old. Even something like recently, like Studio 666. X is doing decent, luckily. But they're not doing like huge numbers. It's like,
no.
What do you think as an audience that you're telling the studios? So to play devil's advocate, yes, Oscars have kind of like you said, they kind of been like, this is what we do now. But film in general has shifted and changed so much since like the 70s and even like the 80s. So I kind of argue that 80s was that last big, just let's fucking put it all on the table and see what happens.
Well, yeah, I'd argue that, when it comes to the Oscars, especially lately, box office has not played a factor into what they've been nominating. West Side Story was a bomb. Nightmare Alley was a bomb. So I don't think they care that much about financial success, but I get what you're saying in like terms of studio, like over reliance on blockbusters and a lack of accountability by the audience that I don't really know how to address. Like there isn't really any way to fix that.
No, it's it is what it is now. It's become what it is now. And I don't think there is any way to save it, especially with COVID, especially with streamers. These streaming services are just so bloody convenient. And, Shudder's like, well, fuck that. Why would we put a movie out in theaters when we could just fucking have it here with these people that we know are going to watch it, or fuck. I mean, we got Netflix is like, hey, we can get Scorsese, we can get Alfonso Cuarón, we can get Noah Baumbach, we can get Jane Campion. Fuck it. Like, Why would we not put all of our eggs into this basket and give them all the money in the world to make these movies? Because people are gonna sit on their ass on their couch and watch this. So yeah, it has a lot to do with these things that have happened over the past couple of years. Because the numbers are crazy. If you look back at 2017 or 2018, and you look at how many movies made real money, and you're like, wow, this is truly astounding that these movies made hand over fist made money. It's something like 30 something American films in 2018, I believe, made over $100 million. You're like, wow, people gave a shit. People gave a shit. And now we're in a tough spot now. And I think it's going to take some time to get back to it. But while we're trying to get back to it, the studios are like, no, we don't care. We're going to do what we want because this is what's going to make us money. And I'm with you both, where I like the Marvel movies. I like the DC. I like the superhero stuff. But God damn, I really wish people were talking about something like Nightmare Alley. God damn, do I wish people were talking about Drive My Car. Do I wish people were having a conversation about Licorice Pizza? It's tough. It's a tough place right now.
Well, the best thing you can do is and what I've been doing pretty much my whole life is just to hell with what people are looking at, to hell with what people are talking about. What do you want? What do you want to contribute to the conversation? What do you want to look at? What do you want to spotlight? And find that yourself and create.
Yeah. Word of mouth is still important, whether you want to whether you want to believe in it or not. I mean, this is why we podcast, right? This is why we do what we do. Is with Filmgazm, it's like it's nice to be able to actually, this movie's pretty good. You should revisit. You should reevaluate it. Give it some credit. With Beyond the Bad, you can be like, yeah, this movie sucked, but it's still a fucking movie, and it's still something that's interesting to look at. With Sneak Preview, we're trying to watch different movies that are coming out, and with Oscar Sunday, we're like, hey, Jaws is worth that conversation. Wizard of Oz is worth that conversation. And I think that's I'm with you, Connor, where it's like you kind of have to, I hate to be cliche or just kind of, you have to if you want change in the world, you kind of have to be it yourself. You really do. You really have to kind of just, you have to live it. You have to live it. You have to walk in it. You have to be about it. You have to be someone who's willing to go to bat for movies. Talk to your friends. Talk to your coworkers. Talk to your family. Hey, check this shit out. Check this shit out. Over and over.
Dude, that's what we do on all of these shows. It's really become we're putting our reputations as film buffs, our what's the term? Respectability almost on the line with every episode we do. Because we're just, we think a movie's worth it or we think it's not. And it's important to kind of know where you stand, but also to kind of put yourself out there from time to time on stuff that people might not have heard of or people might have missed, even if it's happening right now. I mean, that's why we did a whole episode on, Studio 666, which was not making any money, but we liked it and we wanted to make it a focus of an episode.
Yeah, that's great. And you're hoping that someone runs with that and someone's like, fuck it, actually, this movie's pretty good. And then they tell someone. And that's all you can hope for. I agree.
Yeah. Especially hopefully in the light of the unfortunate passing of Taylor Hawkins. I really hope people
straight up, man. The Chili Peppers released a new album, right? But I've been going back listening to old Foo Fighters stuff, and I'm just like, dude, Hawkins was a fucking G. That guy ruled. He was such a good drummer. God, I hate that. I really, really hate that. I hate when we lose guys that are kind of for us, just straight up for the people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. Well, I think Jaws should have won Best Picture.
That's totally fair. I'm not gonna argue with that. I'm not gonna be like, fuck you. Have you, fucking One Flew the Cuckoo's Nest. I love both movies. I think this is a really good group. I cannot wait to do a Best Picture showdown where I can kind of watch all these movies in the same, couple weeks and rank them. I adore this movie. Randall McMurphy is the fucking man, and just Jesus, that scene when he is like, I want to watch the fucking World Series, and she won't put on the fucking baseball game. So he just acts it out. He's like, he's rounding second base. Here we go. And Danny DeVito is losing his mind. Just this cast is so cool.
You sold me when you said Brad Dourif. So I'm like, holy shit, Chucky.
Brad Dourif, young Brad Dourif, as a troubled mental patient, earned him an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor.
And he has a stutter throughout the film, and dude, Brad Dourif will rip your heart out in One Flew the Cuckoo's Nest.
So many people do not, not you guys obviously, but like so many people do not give him enough credit. So always like, oh, the guy who voices Chucky, and I'm like, dude, watch his other stuff. This man is amazing. His episode of the X-Files, he was amazing.
Luther Lee Boggs, good shout.
Great. His scenes in Exorcist 3, like the guy delivers every time.
Yeah.
Like I fucking love Brad Dourif so much. Even when he did the Rob Zombie Halloween films, right? He was wonderful in Halloween too. Like, say what you will about that film, I have kind of like my own different issues with it here and there. I'm very conflicted, mixed feelings on that film overall, but he is good. He really plays like, the father of someone who's trying to get over like this real tragic event that happened with his daughter and trying to help her cope while she's being very, toxic and volatile, and seeing him kind of have this subdued, like trying to hold everything together type of like dad. Oh my God. He's wonderful. I love Brad Dourif.
Fuck yeah. Yeah. I'll take any excuse I get to talk about Brad Dourif. That guy in that 1979 movie, Wise Blood, fuck off, just like that guy is putting in something that nobody else can do. I love him so much. I love when you meet a Brad Dourif fan, they always have like something unique to offer, some role that they've seen that no one else has. And you're like, hell yeah, that's what it's all about. Shit. Well, Caleb, I definitely hope you get to watch One for the Cuckoo's Nest at some point. I have 2 copies of that book. I'd be very willing to just give one to you so you can also read the book. It's an incredible book. Ken Kesey was a guy who fucking, was partying with, Bob Dylan and Hunter S. Thompson and those wackos in the 60s. Just doing LSD, hanging out, listening to the Rolling Stones. So nothing wrong with that, really, really cool stuff in that book, and a really great movie came out of it thanks to Milos Forman. So
we literally just talked about Ken Kesey in my music and social movements class last week. We talked about the acid tests, and it was like, shit, I read Cuckoo's Nest, and I was like, I got to share that. It was nice.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah. No, it's a wonderful time for American history, with those wackos that were just trying new things.
Yeah. No, both One Flew the Cuckoo's Nest and Dog Day Afternoon are very high up on my list of films I want to watch. So
there you go.
Every bit intending to see those. Probably One Flew first and then Dog Day, but they're very up there. I've been wanting to watch both those for a long, long time.
Hell yeah. Good to hear. Can't wait to hear what you think about them. But for now, I think we should go into our awards for Jaws. What do you guys think?
Sounds good.
Hell yeah. We have the Quentin Tarantino Award for the best quote of the movie. Good luck. We have the Ennio Morricone Award for the best music moment of the movie. Good fucking luck. We have the Philip Seymour Hoffman Award for the best performance of the movie. Good luck. And we have the Roger Deakins Award, just the whole damn 2 hours. So good luck with that one as well. Connor, why don't you start, Connor, with your Tarantino, then we'll go to Caleb, then we'll go to me, and I'll finish this off.
Okay. I have 2. One,
of course. It's Jaws.
One that I've always thought, one that always made me laugh, and one that I think just defines the entire movie that I've always loved. My first quote is from Hooper when he's trying to convince the mayor to shut the beaches down when after he finds the tooth and is like, there's something out there, and the mayor's just like, we're not shutting the beaches. There's no proof. You can't. Yeah. And Hooper just says, that's it. I'm not going to waste my time arguing with a man who's lining up to be a hot lunch.
So good.
Just walks away.
So good.
And my other one comes from the mayor when Brody comes to him about the first victim. And it's on that little ferry that's taking him from one side of the island to the other, where him and the mayor and the medical examiner are trying to convince him, like, it's not a shark. So don't say that. And the mayor tells Martin, he says, it's all psychological. You yell barracuda. Everybody says, huh? What? You yell shark. And we've got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July. That's the whole movie. Perfect.
Beautiful.
Took one of my quotes.
At least it was just one of them, right?
Yeah, just one.
Oh, that's great. What's your other one?
All right, so like I said, the first one was when he had the Yu-Gi-Oh shark, specifically Yu-Gi-Oh shark part, because I always thought it was funny how the mayor delivers that. But the other one's actually a Hooper line also, but the one I always laugh at when all the people are going out to hunt the shark.
Yeah,
He tries to convince the people to get off the boat, and they just go, and he just kind of laughs under his own breath, goes, they're all going to die. And he just walks the hump.
Yeah, I love that. Love that bit.
Every time.
Yeah, Richard Dreyfuss comes in, you're like 20, 25 minutes into the film, and then he comes in, guns a blazing, and you're like, who's this motherfucker? This fucking scientist type guy who clearly has his eyebrows raised to every little thing that everybody's doing on this island. That's such a brilliant quote. He's like, they're all gonna die. He's just sarcastic and slimy. I love it so much.
Hooper, I think, has the best lines in the movie. Like, I don't want to step on your toes yet, so I'll say some of my favorites after you give your Tarantino.
Well, what's great is mine is also from Murray Hamilton, Mayor Vaughn. My favorite bit that he has is after they capture that first shark, and everybody's going crazy, including Chief Brody. Chief Brody's like, yes, and Hooper's like, no, this ain't the shark. This is a shark. It's not the shark. It's so good. But I love when Mayor Vaughn says, fellas, let's be reasonable, huh? This is not the time or the place to perform some kind of half-assed autopsy on a fish. I'm not going to stand here and see that thing cut open and see the little Kittner boy spill out all over the dock. It's just fucking intense. It's fucking nasty. It's Mayor Vaughn being like, look, I don't really give a shit. We have a shark, and this is the one we're going to go with, okay? So we can continue business so that this is a summer town. We need summer dollars, I also, there's a weird connection with Murray Hamilton. I was like, is this guy in anything else? And then I watched Anatomy of a Murder, and I was like, whoa, that guy's in that? Like, this makes no sense. He's one of the guys who testifies in Anatomy of a Murder, fucking crazy. It was one of those moments where I was like, oh, Murray Hamilton has this whole career that I've never really looked at, and I now, as I've gotten older, have a whole new respect for his performance as Mayor Vaughn. I think the bit when they're in the hospital and he's like, oh, he starts to fucking panic and he's like, I just thought I was doing the right thing. I thought that's what I was supposed to do. And then Chief Brody's like, that's why you're going to close these beaches down. Like, you motherfucker. Like, you've caused a goddamn, real heartache in this town because you wanted your city to make money. You greedy bastard. So there's Murray Hamilton. He plays Mr. Robinson in The Graduate. Of course, when I got older, I noticed that. And he plays Alphonse Paquette in Anatomy of a Murder. Crazy.
I remember that guy. Yeah. Wow. I think for me, I love that. I don't know why, but I think he looks a lot like John Wayne.
He does. He's like a cool John Wayne. He's like a John Wayne I can get behind. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like he's Mayor John Wayne lying to the people. But go ahead.
His to me, as I've gotten older, his mayor character is kind of interesting. He's like, yes, he is playing someone that just will not close because he needs some dollars, but at the same time, you're like, you kind of understand to a degree because if they don't make money any other time of the season, then what the fuck are they going to do?
Yeah,
that beach down during the summer. So you kind of, as you get older, you're like, well, and I guess it really, again, sacrifice you being an adult. Really, you're like, well, he's kind of in a hard pickle.
He is.
Granted, the pickle to me gets easier once a child dies, but not for the mayor. But yeah, when he has that breakdown in the hospital, I was actually kind of banging about some of the lines there because when you finally see him, like, it's almost like reality slapped him in the face in that moment. He was like, I was wrong. Like I need to shut the beach down. Like, that could have been, and he even says it, that could have been my kid.
Yeah, I
Right.
love that. I love when Brody's like, my kids were out there, and he's like, my kids were out there too. You're like, oh my god, this is real shit. These are people's families getting torn apart. I love that bit when Mrs. Kintner goes up and slaps Brody in the face, and then Mayor Vaughn is like, she's wrong, and Brody's like, no, she's not. And Brody realizes like, I'm about to have a long motherfucking summer.
Well, and in that scene, Hooper looks at Brody differently and is like, okay, he cares.
Yeah.
I love that. That's where that friendship starts.
Yeah, Hooper's like, I think I should stay. I think that whole 18-month scientific experiment that I was about to do, I think I could stay here and help out this guy who's the only sane man on the island.
Yeah, it's like, why should I go to Australia when I have a great white shark right here?
Yeah, so good.
Everyone.
So,
I love the examination of the first victim when Hooper's been told it's a boat accident and they bring out like a little box of the girl and he's like, are you kidding me? And like starts examining the body, and I love he yells at Brody like, do not smoke in here, thank you very much.
So good. That's such a good scene.
I love how just instantly mad he gets in the autopsy. He's like, this was definitely not a boating accident.
Yeah.
He looks over at the medical examiner like, you idiot.
Yeah, you're a jackass. You're just doing what they wanted you to do. Yeah. God, this movie's got so many great scenes. Here we are talking about quotes and just going on riffing about the best scenes of the movie. So I think that's what it does to you. I think that's what Jaws does to you.
One of the quotes in this movie inspired an entire production company. You guys know about that?
Let's hear it.
All right.
No.
That there's a scene during right before the little boy is killed, and that dude walks up to Brody and is like, I hear you're too afraid to go in the water. And Brody tells the guy, that's some bad hat, Harry, and then walks away.
Yeah.
Bad Hat Harry is Bryan Singer's production company.
That's right. That's some bad hat, Harry. I love that scene. It really is a bad hat.
Yeah. I love how mad Harry got. Like, did you see that? He got really offended. Like,
yeah,
that was he was relying on that day that to be his hat and for people to love it. And as soon as he got told that, it just like it shattered him.
Well, don't tease the chief of police.
Yeah.
I love like
I'm the chief of police.
Yeah, I guess I'm just watching like, dude, you're gonna get mad about that, but there's a shark killing people out there. Like, let's put our days here in perspective here, Harry.
Yeah.
I do love that. I do love that line when Brody's like just down in that wine at dinner and they're gonna go cut open the shark, and his wife's like, can you do that? And he's just like, I can do anything. I'm the chief of police. Just matter of fact, like, yeah.
I love that scene. I wrote that down for my quotes. I was like, now I'll put these two. And I was like, now I'm like, I should have wrote that down.
I love when Hooper's like, you gotta let that breathe. Never mind.
Yeah. He's just fucking pouring that bottle. I love that scene. That scene is great because you have the younger son copying everything he's doing. And you're like, oh yeah, Chief Brody is above all a father. And like that's his main job is being a husband and a father to these two boys. And the movie reminds you of that a few times, and it's such key little moments.
One of my favorite lines I didn't write down was when Hooper, Brody, and Quint are getting ready to sail, and Brody's wife's like, "What am I going to tell the kids?" And he goes, "Tell them I'm going fishing."
Yeah,
that's badass.
Yeah.
I think one of the best scenes he has with the kids, what makes me laugh, is when he's like looking at all the books and his kids are playing on the boat at the docks, and he just runs out there and he's like, "Get off the boat!" And at first starts like, "They're fine, they're on the boat." And she looks at that one
book, yeah,
the book. And all of a sudden, listen to your father. You heard him. Get your asses over here! Like,
such a good scene. Oh, it's brilliant. Fear is just seeping in to all these people, and it's brilliant.
One of my favorite character moments is when it's the attack at the pond, and the mayor is like talking to the press, and he goes to talk to his friend. He's like, why aren't you swimming? And they're like, well, I put some suntan lotion. He's like, no one's going in the water. Please go in the water. And they look at each other like it's their last stand, like they're going into the fray, and they're like, and they start swimming, and they're like looking around all terrified.
God, man, It's crazy. Well, I think we should move on from the Tarantino. this, this is great. This is exactly what I wanted. The Ennio Morricone Award. Christ, John Williams at his finest. So Connor, what do you got?
This was the hardest one to pick. I mean, I could have gone, any bit of the score. I could have gone, Quint always singing that Spanish ladies song, Show Me the Way to Go Home. There's so many different moments of music in here, but I just went with my gut. It's the opening credits.
Okay, fair enough.
The, shark vision and the music just lulling you into this weird place where you're like, something's bad's going to happen here. Just from the get-go, you're like, this isn't right. And it's that vibe stays consistent throughout the entire movie. And I love that.
Okay. I
can dig that. I can dig that.
Yeah. It's really the score is like so good in this one that it's hard. But I know for mine, I fought that temptation.
Me
I thought,
too. Yeah.
I was about to be like, I'm just gonna put this one. I was like, nope, I'm fighting it. I'm gonna fight it. And I did put something a different moment in it, and that is specifically when our three heroes get on the boat and they head out, and that music starts playing when they're leaving. The really upbeat, adventurous music.
Yeah.
It's just because after honestly a lot of horror and stuff happening and that constant theme happening of getting you scared. Now it's hopeful. It's hey, our heroes are going out. They're going to save the day. They're doing it. And it's just a nice little moment.
That's good. I like
it.
That.
Is. Yeah, it is. It shows its ability to just adapt on a dime. It's Spielberg's ability to, and he does this shit in Jurassic Park. He does it in Raiders. He does it in a lot of his movies, where he's able to just so quickly change the genre and change the tone from something like horror or sci-fi straight to adventure, where it's fun for the whole family. Here we go. And that's insane to be able to do that. But I also love that bit of the score because now as a full grown adult, you're this ain't going to be fun.
Yeah. You know what's going to happen.
This is bullshit. John Williams is fucking lying through his goddamn teeth right now. And I love that about it. I think that's a great pick. I wrote down so many things throughout the movie, but today when I was at work, I kept going back to the track Night Search, which is when they find Ben Gardner. Oh boy. This is some very ahead of its time horror music, where you have kind of the kind of that weird, almost accordion type noise. And then you hear a harp go, and then they go into the water, Richard Dreyfuss Hooper goes into the water, and it gets scary, gets really scary. And I was like, God, I love this. I love this so much. It's a 3 or 4 minute bit of music that you can find on YouTube or Spotify or Apple Music or whatever. This John Williams score is everywhere. You can find it all over the place. And that's one of the coolest things about it, is how accessible it is. And then you can kind of listen to the score and you feel like you're watching the film. You're like, oh my God, this is when this happens. This is when this happens. This is when this happens. And then it ends and you're like, I just watched something so special. I just listened to something so special. So I really don't think you could go wrong here with the John Williams stuff. He's just clearly a master and arguably at the tippy top of his craft in 1975.
Yeah. Well, to me, it's like you said right earlier with how I would say both Spielberg and Williams can just change genres in a movie on top of a dime. I mean, one of the things I love to death about Jurassic Park is how you said, right? It starts out family adventure. Ooh, dinosaurs. Oh my God. You're impressed. There's a little bit of that. He'll, shoot her in the beginning of the movie you have to get through. But after that, it's oh, dinosaurs. Oh my God. Before everything just changes on that T-Rex scene. And it becomes, holy shit, dinosaurs about to kill me. I need to get off this fucking island now. How he can do that. And like you said with Jaws, and these music moments, one minute just scare you, and the next minute, hey, our heroes are going out, they're going to get it. They're going to do it. It's just so awesome how he does that.
Yeah. Brilliant stuff. These guys are the best in their game. So yeah, the Ennio probably was the toughest to choose, but This one was hard too. The Philip Seymour Hoffman Award, picking the best performance of the movie. I think there's 3 people, right, that are up for it.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to hear. I'm curious to hear what you guys have. Connor, go ahead.
This was a no-brainer for me. This was the first one I wrote down. I have always adored Robert Shaw's performance as Quint. Just this grizzled old fisherman, been through absolute hell, been through a nightmare that he's never escaped. And you feel that the whole time. You feel he's carrying something. And then when he unloads all of it, you suddenly understand this guy. It's a great performance. He died shortly after from just a long history of alcoholism catching up with him, and seeing contrasting 1963 from Russia with Love, Robert Shaw, with 1975's Robert Shaw, only a span of 12 years, but the dude aged like 40 years, and he's just carrying the weight of a career on top of his role as Quint, and you just feel he's this this grizzled old storyteller who you want to learn from, and also just to go out like that, holy shit. Shaw wins this movie for me. He always has. Okay,
I can dig that. Caleb, what do you got?
I went with Richard Dreyfuss. I
Beautiful.
always do that was his name. But he it was hard because I was actually between him and Robert Shaw myself. But I think what why I picked him was because the moment he comes on, he's just he's the fun character, Even when we were talking about when he's getting mad, he's saying something like, "Oh, they're all going to die. I'm not going to work with this mayor," and attempt to walk out. He's he knows how to make these really funny jokes, and the interplay between him and Robert Shaw when they get to get on the boat is fantastic to watch these two just bicker until we get to I'll get to it later. But when we get to a specific scene, watching that relationship just develop is to me one of the greatest things about the movie. Him and his friendship with Chief Brody is just wonderful to see. When he goes over, we're talking about when he goes over to almost console him after he's been slapped in the face. Hey man, I got some alcohol. Let's talk. You look like you're down.
He brings 2 bottles, one red, one white. Yeah. So good. Yeah.
How was your day?
Yeah. It's great. Yeah. I love that scene so much. I almost picked it as my Deacons, that motherfucking scene, just because it's this amazing meeting of the minds. And the wife is like, I want to talk to you. Hooper's like, I want to talk to your husband. And she's like, I want to talk to him too. It's just so good. And the way he pours the wine, all that stuff is great. This is wonderful because Connor, you chose Shaw, Caleb, you chose Dreyfuss, and I chose Scheider.
I was hoping that would happen. Oh,
that's great. I hear everything you guys are saying, and I don't think either of you are wrong. But Roy Scheider carries this motherfucker, and he's in it the entire time, frame by frame. He's in the entire movie. And if this is Gene Hackman, I think it's turned up too much. If this is Al Pacino, it's turned up way too much. If it's Jack Nicholson, it's really turned way the fuck up, and I don't want that. Roy Scheider, there's something about him. He's typically more of a supporting type guy. He's more of a guy who comes in and fucking ba 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 ba, and then gets out, and you don't see him for a minute. But in this movie, and he doesn't all that jazz as well. He simply carries the film. And to carry Jaws, to be the centerpiece of Jaws, to be the guy who kills the shark while also coming in as the new chief of police is fucking crazy. What an insane storyline that fucking Chief Brody has throughout this movie. The way Roy Scheider talks, the way he smokes cigarettes, the way he doesn't want to be on the boat ever, the way he's like, well, now what are we gonna do? Whenever Shaw fucking, whenever Quint fucking takes the baseball bat, excuse me, Chief. He's, well, that's just great. That's just great. All that stuff is brilliant. And I think he's just doing the most. He's doing the most, which is funny. I'll go ahead and let this bleed into my Deacons. he does the least work in my Deacons, Roy Scheider. And that's because it's got to be Quint giving the USS Indianapolis speech, them comparing scars, all the way to singing, "Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed." The camaraderie of that scene, the Robert Shaw, I mean, give this guy a fucking Oscar for this scene. Japanese submarine slammed 2 torpedoes into our side, Chief. Like, after he says that, every time I'm like, everybody shut the fuck up. I'm watching Robert Shaw put on a show. What he does in that scene with that speech, this is a real motherfucking story, you know. This is a scary, this is the real horror of the movie. If you're really listening to what he's saying, this is the scariest shit you can hear from somebody. And it's delivered so well. You can tell he's a bit drunk. You can tell this is a chiseled guy, this character. This is a guy who's been around the block. And the fact that and Robert Shaw, this is to give him credit as Quint, the way he breaks that tension by starting to sing, because he's like, "Hey, we have a shark to catch. I just blew these motherfuckers' mind. I gotta break the ice." And he breaks the ice, and from there we go into dawn, into the morning, into fucking killing this fucking shark. And Quint dies during that. So basically, that last 20 minutes is like some of the most flawless stuff I've ever seen in my life. And it starts with that speech. It really starts with them comparing scars and then giving the speech. That's gotta be the Deacons. Roy Scheider, I give him the PSH, but during that scene, he's an observer. He's an observer, and he's like, "How'd that happen? How did this happen?" And he's laughing, lighting cigarettes. He's just the perfect supporter in that scene. But the rest of the movie, he's leading.
To me, that scene throws back to a line that his wife had with a neighbor, where she asked her, "When do I get to be an Islander?" And the lady's like, "You weren't, you're not from here. You're not an Islander." And these two guys are fucking Islanders. These are seasoned professionals and
ocean boys. Yeah,
they're ocean boys. And Brody's just, got like an appendix scar, and he's like, maybe, and then he decides not to show it. Shit. Yeah, that was beautiful filmmaking.
Yeah, well, I might as well go on and reveal my Roger Deakins as well. Because we have overlap there as well, because I also put the Showing Scars USS Indianapolis story scene. I've always enjoyed what this scene offers. I think it hit me a lot more now that I am currently in the Navy. I've done 2 deployments, so I've been out to sea myself. And this is one of the things we're told about is the USS Indianapolis. I mean, it's one of the worst shark attacks in history. It's one of the biggest fuck ups in military history. How the whole thing was handled, because the thing that killed that operation was that it was a secret mission, so people didn't know where they were at.
Yeah.
So when the Japanese found them and torpedoed them, they were stuck out there for days because no one knew what was going. No one knew about it, and there was literally dudes out in the ocean, hearing and watching their buddies get pulled under to become shark food.
Oof.
And that has got to be one of the most terrifying fucking things ever. And like you said, what Robert Shaw brings to that scene as an actor, holy shit. I thought, wow, he made me think he was actually in that moment, in that situation. And to take something like that, something that really happened, and to not treat it as a joke, not treat it with any disrespect, but have it play into your movie in a way that works really well and makes you really connect to that character, is beautiful. And right before that, when they're sharing the scars, and you finally kind of see, after all that bickering between Quint and Shaw or Hooper, there we go, Quint and Hooper.
Yeah.
Mind blank there. Between Quint and Hooper, seeing them kind of come together finally and kind of be like, well, check out this scar, check out this scar. It's a really beautiful scene. It definitely hits me a lot harder now because of my current occupation. So I had to put this scene down.
Yeah. I love Mary Ellen Moffat. She broke my heart.
Yeah. I love how Richard Dreyfuss starts laughing in that scene. He thinks he's the funniest man in the world right there.
Before I reveal my deacons, I do want to just shout out my favorite Roy Scheider moment. It's right when the shark shows up like on the orca scene, and Hooper's trying to take pictures of it, and he keeps telling Brody to move closer to the edge of the boat, and he's like, "Why? What for? Like, why?" It's like
Throwing the
in
chump,
foreground. He's like, "Foreground my ass."
Yeah.
Giant ass shark.
Well, and how could you forget? Probably the most iconic quote from the movie is, "You're going to need a bigger boat."
Yeah.
So good. I love that.
I like
shit.
I like how the moment the shark finally appears, like Scheider is like determined to get back to land. He's like, let's just call the Coast Guard. Let's just turn around and go home. We're done. Like, he is so adamant for the rest of that.
Get a bigger boat. We got to get a bigger boat.
Yeah. He's like, let's get the fuck out of here. And you know what? I feel that. I'd be the same. I'd be like, dude, can we just go back? Can we get closer to land now?
I love
Oh
that.
my God, yeah.
His reaction is like, he bolts upright, like, oh my God.
Yeah. That's a beast. Yeah.
So my deacons, there is no denying it. It is the greatest scene in the movie. It's the Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
we all came together.
I love that. I love all of us, our deacons, it doesn't involve seeing the shark. You know, it's these guys that have to bond over dealing with this motherfucking shark, you know. And it's these guys, instead of losing their minds, they're like, let's have a little drink, let's talk some scars. And then Quint's like, you know, by the end of that first dawn, lost 100 men. You're like, oh my God, this guy is just pouring his heart out right now, you know, because probably no one else would fucking listen, you know. God, it's such a good scene. I was hoping you guys would go here, you know. I really was.
It's just it's set up so brilliantly. You know, you've got the scar, you know, this was a thresher shark, got me on the thigh. And then they're laughing and drinking. And then Brody just notices a tattoo removal. And he says, you know, it's the USS Indianapolis. And Hooper's demeanor immediately changes. He's like, you were on the Indianapolis? And now it's like completely renewed respect for this guy. Like, holy shit, you've been through a nightmare. And, you know, Quint's revelation of like, you know, I'll never put on a life jacket again. Just, it gives you so much insight into this guy, into this character who's like killing sharks almost to like avenge his fellow soldiers. It's so cool. And then, you know, his ultimate fate, he never, you know, he goes down with the rest of them, gets killed by a shark.
Yeah.
Which is honestly such a ballsy and great touch for the movie to kind of have. You have the two guys that we started out with, Hooper and fucking Brody, live on and ultimately succeed in killing the shark, while the guy who really knew what he was doing, like, gave up his life. And he wouldn't have any other way. Quint wouldn't have it any other motherfucking way. You know, he wasn't going to die doing something normal. This guy was going to die going out battling the biggest beast he's ever seen.
Best supporting actor win for Robert Shaw. And how the fuck was this not up for screenplay?
Director? Not up for director? Like, what? I mean, I know the Oscars are silly. Giving out awards is silly, but if we're going to do them correctly.
Yeah. I think.
Yeah, exactly.
I think what I also like a lot about that scene, real quick, is that, you know, how Quint is portrayed is that he's like the town crazy guy to an extent. Like, everyone's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, that guy. You know what I mean? And every small town has that guy, right? But by giving us that scene, it gives you insight into why he is the way he is. Because you're not going to be, if you're one of the few, because I want to say the actual history that there were not many survivors of that incident. I think it was like less than 100.
Yeah.
It was insane. To have to live with that, you know, you going forward, and that you've seen your friends die on the sinking of the ship, and then those who did survive get eaten by sharks for days until you finally got found. You're not going to be right in the head. I luckily in my time in the Navy have not experienced anything like that. Great, like nothing crazy like that. But one of my now Master Chief, actually, when I was on the ship, he was on the USS Cole the month they got bombed. and you could,
damn.
yeah, you could tell, you know, he was a super cool dude, would help us out with anything, but you could tell. And he even what I mean, he goes, the reason he stayed in was so he could pay it forward, and he made sure that nothing like that happened to any of his sailors ever again. So, you know, like it's good that that's why I also really like that scene, is that it really contextualizes Quint, and that he's not crazy. He's messed up. You know, he can't move past.
He's been traumatized. Yeah.
One of my favorite thing about that speech is that, for all intents and purposes, it was, to quote George Lucas, an afterthought. Caleb knows what I'm talking about. This wasn't in the movie. This scene needed more punch. And Spielberg went to his friend John Milius, the guy who wrote Apocalypse Now and Conan the Barbarian, and said, I need something to make this scene pop. And over like a weekend, Milius cranked out the Indianapolis speech. And Robert Shaw had it memorized in a few hours. They cut some to make it more palatable for Shaw. They filmed it, and it became the most iconic scene of the movie.
Yeah.
Unreal. Again, all that, again, achieved all that without doing any disrespect to the actual people that survived, which is really impressive to me.
Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, I know a little bit of my career, a little bit of my occupation kind of coming out on this one, but
yeah, of course.
Yeah, you know, obviously when you're going to incorporate something like this and include a real life tragedy, you know, obviously Spielberg and, you know, Tom Milius and Shaw made sure to be respectful to those that survived it, because at that time they would still be alive. So, you know, that something, yeah.
Damn.
Fucking hell, man. This is to me the coolest Deakins moment on this podcast ever, is just talking about this amazing scene, kind of getting some unique, like you said, Caleb, some context there from you. So this is a great episode. Jesus Christ. I've had an absolute blast talking about this movie with you guys. It's always cool to talk classic horror with both of you. I know y'all appreciate it as much as I do, and through the eyes of the Oscars, not really, more through the eyes of us. So very, very fun, very cool. It's great to give out awards for it. But we got to at some point wrap this thing up. So I think we should do that now. Caleb, I feel like you should be on the show more often. So I think, you know, I know episode 100 is coming up very quickly. We're going to do something really special for that. But, you know, if you ever want to, you know, fucking be on the show, just let me know if there's anything you want to watch that you see on the schedule that you haven't been able to check out, or have some shit to say about it. I mean, you see that we try not to really just be like the Oscars. Yeah, they're the best. We really just talk about films we like on the show.
I've seen the schedule, and there's some stuff I'm definitely interested, non horror related to talk about. I'm
beautiful.
As much as I love horror, you know, I love film in general, and there's a lot of non horror films I love, and I, you know, would definitely love to talk about.
Hell yeah! Well, next week
I'm gonna be on here anytime.
Yeah, next week we're going to be doing a documentary. I think it's our third documentary ever we've done on this show after 97 episodes. So it's Hoop Dreams from 1994, which was nominated at the 67th Academy Awards. I've loved this movie for a long time. It's one I've always wanted to show Connor. It's like a 3-hour epic doc that I think if it hits you at the right time, in the right headspace, I think can really fucking rock you. I think documentaries have a lot of fucking power, and Hoop Dreams is probably my favorite sports documentary. So I'm very excited to talk about that one next week. But tomorrow on Sneak Preview, going to be covering Morbius. Yikes. Barbarians and The Bubble. Is that correct?
Barbarians we've cut because it's impossible to get a hold of. It's not coming out anywhere big. And The Bubble isn't getting the greatest reviews, but fuck it, it's Netflix, so why not?
Yeah, throw 2 cents in. But Morbius will be like the focus.
Yeah, we're it's basically gonna be a Beyond the Bad and a sneak preview kind of molded together. I just am anticipating that.
Yeah, okay. That's what I'm getting ready for, Morbius.
I can dig. Well, that's okay, because on Wednesday, you can make up for that hatred. by doing Lawless from 2012 on Filmgazm. So that's a movie that's hitting its 10-year anniversary this year. Really cool movie. Lots of interesting cast members. I think it's this weird kind of place where how are these people in the same movie? When you look at it now, 10 years later, you're like, holy shit. Shia LaBeouf, Tom Hardy, Jason Clarke, Jessica Chastain, Gary Oldman. What? Like, doesn't make much sense that they were all able to be in the same movie, but 2012. And then Beyond the Bad on Friday is The Island. It's episode 14. That show is moving strong now. The Island. What is that?
It's a Michael Bay film that even the most ardent Michael Bay lovers, even diehard Michael Bay defenders hate this movie. I thought, hey, I know this Sonic 2 is coming out that weekend, but there's also the new Michael Bay movie coming out. So,
Ambulance, yeah.
I was like, well, fuck it, let's tackle a Michael Bay film.
Yeah, that's great. And yeah, that's always fun on Beyond the Bad to be able to talk about Michael Bay. So this week's going to be nice and random. Lots of fun here at Filmgazm. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Filmgazm. And keep listening to our shit. And we'll see you for Morbius.